to see me with this lens because this lens is a 30 millimeter. But welcome back to another YouTube video. This is going to be a different one. In just a sec, you guys are going to see me sit down. It's about 25 minutes long. And this is just raw, me talking to the camera, talking about my experience through the mental and the physical of the journey I went through training for my first ever triathlon and half Ironman in Galveston, Texas. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's definitely a different style of video that I've done in the past, but I did want to make this one. I really appreciate you guys for even just clicking on this and wanting to watch it. I think it's really, really cool. I enjoyed making this. It's unedited. It's literally just me shooting the shit for 25 minutes straight. So I hope you guys enjoy. But before I get into the video, I wanted to show you guys something because we got some goods that just came in the mail over the past couple of days. So like I said, I'm really starting to invest in this YouTube channel and just my content and in myself. The first thing, I just bought a Mavic Mini 3 Pro drone. So gonna get some sick clips. I took it out today for a spin and no, works awesome. Can't wait to get some clips on the bike and obviously me running with that. And then the lens that I have on this camera, it is a Sony 30 millimeter Sigma 1.4. Really like the way it looks like when I have it set up. Like obviously it's not ideal for vlogging because it's like so close to my face and I know you guys don't want to see that, but like a lot of the filming I do, I kind of like how it's almost like an eye's view of a human being. So really, really like this lens. But this is the goods, the big purchase I just made. So this is a brand new tri bike. It just came in the mail yesterday, as you can see from the box there. So this is a Cervelo P series with the 105 Shimano group set. So it's the cheapest one that you can buy brand new. And I bought it from a place out in Vancouver. Obviously added the Go One More sticker. Shop if you want to get BPN supplements, use the link in my bio. But no, I'm so excited about this. And you might be asking, like why would you invest in a tri bike? Like you've done one triathlon. And honestly, for me, like I had such a good experience in Galveston, Texas, that for me to make the purchase and obviously invest in a tri bike, it was a very easy decision just because I had so much fun doing it that I see myself doing this for years down the road. And obviously I could justify the purchase like very easily in my head. And no, I'm excited to obviously bring you guys more content. We got a new bike, new lens, we got the drone, and yeah, the content's gonna be pretty banger coming up. It's only gonna get better from here. So hope you guys enjoy the video coming up. If you guys wanna see an actual like review on the new Cervelo, let me know and I could definitely do like I don't know how to do a review on a bike because I don't know a lot about them, but I could do like my own little fun version of a review of the Cervelo. But hope you guys enjoy the video coming up. I'm going to cue in the race recap where I literally just set up the camera right here and I sit on this stool. So hope you guys enjoy. Really appreciate you guys who watched this video through. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. As you can see, I have my mic set up on a dirty spoon at the moment. But no, this, like you read in the title of this video, this is going to be my recap. And just me simply talking about my experience of doing the half Ironman in Galveston, Texas. So I'm going to keep this video rather raw, unedited. I'm going to sit down and kind of just shoot the shit, tell you guys about how just my overall experience was with doing the half Ironman in Galveston, the training leading up into it, how I felt, the race itself, the bike, the swim, and the run in specific. Again, give you guys my time and just my overall experience going through the journey of training and completing a half distance Ironman triathlon. So I guess the best place for me to start would be, what is a half distance Ironman triathlon? So it's a 1.2 mile swim or a 1,900 meter swim for those here in Canada. It's a 56-mile bike ride, or 90 kilometers, and then followed by a half marathon, so 13.1 miles or 22 kilometers. So you do those all within a sequence of one another. You do them back to back to back. And I guess to give a little bit of backstory on myself, I started training for this event back just before Christmas. I signed up back in the fall, but I didn't really take my training seriously till just after Christmas. I think it was like July 15th or July 12th when I really sat down. I said, okay, I want to really focus on this. I'm going to go all in on it. And I didn't come from a swimming background. So for me to make this transition, and obviously endurance training alone, which is new to me, I had to put a lot of hours in the pool, spend a lot of time trying to teach myself how to swim because I've always been someone who's a really weak swimmer. Like growing up, I did swimming lessons as a kid. Like, I'm not sure if you guys had it growing up, but we call it, there's like levels 1 through 10. And I got my level 10, but like I was pity passed because we were family friends with the lifeguards. And I remember I vividly would swim front crawl, and I would keep my face out of the water the entire time. So just to make a long story short, like swimming for me and making the transition into obviously doing the Ironman, like me setting the goal of doing the half Ironman triathlon it scared the crap out of me. And honestly, if you guys get any sort of takeaway from what I'm saying in this little video, me recapping everything, set a hard goal for yourself, show up for yourself every day, and follow through with it. Because I'm telling you, it is one of the most rewarding things ever. But I guess getting into the Ironman itself, so obviously I spent about 3 months really kind of, I don't want to say grinding, but I worked hard. Like I didn't miss workouts. I got what needed to be done. I showed up every single day, and I wanted to come in the best shape I possibly could have been for Texas. And obviously, we ended. If you guys haven't seen the last video, we drove out to Texas for the half Ironman. So we left a week early. We arrived, and honestly, the whole week before, I was pretty nervous. Not gonna lie, not because I was doubting myself. I think I was more nervous for the fact of not sure. I wasn't sure what to expect because obviously training is one thing. The first time I rode my bike outside this year was in Galveston. The first time I swam in open water was in Galveston. So a lot of things that were new to me, which definitely made me more nervous for sure. But I think one of the best things for me that kind of happened, and I was really lucky and fortunate, was one of the other BPN athletes, her name's Kat. She invited me to go open water swimming because where the venue was in Texas, they didn't let people train in the water that we swam in. So there was nowhere to open water swim unless you like drove into Houston and stuff like that. And the pool at our hotel was absolutely shitty. So I managed to get an open water swim in just a couple days before, and that definitely eased my mind about the thing that I was most stressed about, which was the open water swimming. But yeah, I mean, the days leading up in the race, the best way I could describe how I was feeling was nervous. I wish I could say I prepared enough in the preparation that I had no nerves going into the race and I wasn't scared about it in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, I feel like it would be bad if I wasn't a little bit nervous, and I think more than anything, it definitely helped me out a lot because I kept myself very aware of everything that was going on, especially with my body. Like going the week before the race, I took my nutrition so seriously. Like I knew I'm not a pro triathlete. I'm not gonna go out there and beat anybody important. But this whole process was me going through this journey and trying to be the best version of myself and show up on race days the best version I could possibly have been. So with that being said, like I wanted to take if I could do something to make me feel good on race day, I was gonna do it. So I took my nutrition really seriously. I cut out a lot of the fiber and the fats a couple days before. Did that whole shebang. Stayed away, like literally stick to like rice, and chicken breast and protein powder and cream of rice. Very easy to digest foods. I got a few good taper workouts in before the race. And I mean, I guess obviously race day. So race day transition opened up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I woke up at 3:30, I think, and I had a shower, had my breakfast, had my coffee, and then obviously my cousin who went with me, we drove to the transition area, and we got the bikes all set up the day before. So I was just setting up my transition area, set up my running shoes, all the gels and stuff that I was going to need for when I got out of the water and went out on the bike, vice versa, coming off the bike to the run, because you transition from the swim to the bike and then from the bike to the run all in the same place. And yeah, I got everything set up, and then there was about an hour of dead space in between when I got everything set up and the swim start. And I just remember that was the longest hour of my life. And it was so funny because I was so nervous the night before, couldn't really sleep. But for whatever reason, the morning of the race, like, I don't know if it was just the vibes, like, everybody's happy. Everybody was, like, just in a really good mood in transition. Like, I was talking to a few of the people around me, and it was just, like, such a positive atmosphere that all my nerves just seemed to have went away. And it honestly, like, I was talking with my cousin before the swim start actually went, and obviously he lives with me here in Calgary in this apartment. And like he even said, because I was just like, man, like I actually feel pretty good. Like I'm not stressed about it at all this morning. And I just remember he said, like, dude, I've literally watched you train for the past 3 months. Like you have no reason to be nervous. Like just go out there and like just do it. And honestly, like that was kind of the theme or the mindset I had going into all of it. I was just like, well, I mean, I drove all the way out here. I mean, obviously, it's not it's not a cheap thing to go all the way across the continent and do a half Ironman, especially drive. And obviously the training and all the equipment that you'd need to do something like an Ironman triathlon. And I was like, you want to know what? I'm just going to leave it all out there today. Like, I want to run across that finish line and literally just be absolutely bagged. Like, I want to feel good about crossing that line. And that's what I did. So I guess for me to kind of break it down, so swim start, this was kind of, they kind of, so for those of you guys who don't know what an Ironman triathlon setup kind of looks like, you have to position yourself in whatever you think your estimated swim time will be. So they have like 55 to 50 minutes, 50 minutes to 47 minutes, and they have all these different time slots all the way down to like 25 minutes. And I've done a couple time trial swims just in training to see about where I'd place myself. And I had my estimated swim time to be kind of around that 55 to 50 to 45 minute mark. So I ended up positioning myself, I think, in the 45 to 50 minute mark. And so anyway, we get in the they sent 3 people out at once. You just jumped off the dock. They had these beepy thingies. Every 5 seconds it'd beep. 3 people would jump in, and they were just sending out a bunch of people, one right after another. And it was pretty hectic in the first, like, I would say quarter-mile stretch going out with the buoys. And that was just simply because you're hitting people, people are hitting you, you feel people hit your feet, and it was just like, it was very, I guess if you were someone who'd be claustrophobic, like you would probably freak out in that environment. But no, so really, really funny because, like I mentioned, I went to open water swim with Kat before the race, and I remember her vividly telling me, when you jump in the water, make sure you hold your goggles to your face, like press them against your eyeballs so they don't when your face hits the water and you jump in, you don't obviously get your goggles full of water. And I am so stupid that when I went to jump in the water, I don't know if I like jumped in and had my face literally just like face down, but just like water smacked my face instantly. Goggles filled up with salt water, and I was just like, oh my God. So I ended up swimming probably half of the swim with saltwater goggles, and I remember every stroke that I'd take, I would like kind of like try to flick the water out, and I think I got to a point like maybe 3. Like, I ended up there at some point. I got all the water out, and I was like, finally, because I was wearing my Form swimming goggles, and they have like a little display thing telling me how far I've gone and stuff like that. And I remember I just got all the salt water out, and then I like swam into somebody's ass and caught a heel, and like it hit my goggles again, and then they flew up on my forehead, and then I ended up having to pull them down, and then honestly, like it, that's how the extent of my swim went. Like, I was very happy with my swim time. I finished it in 38 minutes, which I think was an average pace of 1:59. Way faster than I thought I'd be. I didn't really know what to expect with the wetsuit and the salt water, but it definitely makes you a lot faster, because I'm telling you, I could not swim that fast in training leading up into it. But no, that was honestly a huge confidence boost. And I honestly, looking down at my watch once I got out of the water, that was one of the biggest things that I think got me through the race in such a good mood. I was just so happy about how the swim went that, like, there was nothing that honestly could have happened that wouldn't have or would have made me upset. Like, I was just having such a good time, and I had so much fun out on that course. And I guess one last thing on the swim was I always found myself, like, the buoys, like, in an Ironman course, you swim around the buoys, and you have to go. You're supposed to, like, stay in line with them, so you don't obviously add any extra swimming that you don't want. And I remember I would literally look up, and I'd be like 20 feet in the other direction, and like there's guys out on kayaks, and I remember the one guy was literally like, dude, like, go that way, you're going the wrong way. And I was like, oh my god, like, this swim's gonna take me absolutely forever. And no, ended up coming out of the water a lot better than expected. And for those of you guys who have never ran, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have it, but like, just running out of the water in a transition, my body felt like jello. You feel really weird, you feel like a noodle. And I got in a transition, got my cycling shoes on, grabbed all my gels and everything, slipped them in the back of my tri-suit, and I headed out on the bike. And the bike course is pretty straightforward. Like, it was a super simple course. It was just down and back. There was a decent wind, which kind of pushed you on the way out. But then on the way back, you kind of had it blowing into your face or whatever direction. So I ended up having it faster. Like, I was faster going out, but slower coming back. But no, in terms of the bike, that was the one part of the race that I really wish I would have pushed harder at, because so I averaged 191 or 192 watts for the whole 70.3 bike. And in training, just here in my apartment, obviously on Zwift and stuff like that, like, I've confidently been able to do 200 to 210 watts for 2.5 hours. So I was a little disappointed that I didn't push myself harder on the bike. But I mean, then again, I had a really good run off the bike, which was really surprising. So I can't really complain in terms of that, because obviously throughout the bike course, like, honestly, to sum up the bike, it was just so much fun. Like, I was almost sad when the bike ended, because I was just feeling so good. Like, I was so ready to do the run. The bike honestly flew by. Like, when you're in a race situation like that, like, the time just flies by like nothing. Like, I'd look down at my bike computer, and it would be like, holy crap, like, I'm 30 miles in, I'm 40 miles in, I'm 50 miles in, 6 more to go. And it was just like, it just felt like it went by super, super quickly. But then anyway, came in a transition, took my cycling stuff off, got on my running shoes. Really wish I would have bought lock laces. I'll definitely have those for the next one. But lock laces are just a lot quicker in transition. So I was tying up my shoelaces, headed out on the bike course, threw on my hat, my sunnies, and I think the first mile, I just remember the first mile of that race, I like remember looking down at my watch, and it like beeped at me that I completed my first mile. And I just remember it saying like 6:52, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it through this entire half marathon right now. Like, I'm literally going to die in 2 miles because I'm stupid and I just came out of the gates too hot. But I got settled into a really good rhythm. I stayed within a 7:30 to a 7:50 minute per mile pace. Ended up averaging a 7:45 or 7:47 for the whole half marathon. So I was really, really pleased with that. And by the way, for the bike, I averaged, I think, 21.07 miles an hour, 2 hours and 38 minutes. And then for the run, I finished it in an hour and 41 minutes at an average pace of 7:47. And honestly, for the run, the first 7.5 miles were the most difficult because every single mile that went by, I was like, oh, great, I still have 8 more to go, 9 more to go, 6 more to go. And it was just like knowing that in the back of my head that I'm not even halfway yet was just like more of a mental challenge than anything. But then once it got to a point where I got over that halfway point, over that 7.5 miles ish kind of marker, it just like, I don't know what kind of kicked into me, but I just, after that, like, if you could smile on the inside, that's honestly what I did for the last 7.5 miles. Like, with as much pain as I was in, the blisters on my feet were bleeding, my toenails were falling off. I was just so happy because I remember I was 7.5 miles in, and I remember before I did any of this, before I drove to Galveston, before like 2 weeks before the race, I set a goal for myself of wanting to finish this Ironman between 5 hours and 50 minutes and 5 hours and 50 minutes and 6 hours. And I remember looking down at my watch halfway through that half marathon, and I was like, holy crap. Like I knew I beat my goal right then and there, and it was just such a rewarding feeling. And I was like, well, I may as well just see how fast I can go then. And so I just turned on the jets. I pushed myself as hard as I possibly could for the last 7.5 miles. I think the last 2 miles, I literally was like sprinting as fast as my body would let me go. And no, I just remember I crossed the finish line, and it was just like, it's an unbelievable feeling because especially in Galveston, because like on that run course, like you couldn't go like 2 meters without being cheered on by a bunch of people there who were supporting like family members or friends that were racing. Like, it was such a cool atmosphere. Like, I don't know how you don't work your bag off in that situation. Like, I was just so fired up the entire time. And crossing that finish line was obviously a different story. Like, that felt really, really good. And obviously figuring out that I got a time of 5 hours and 4 minutes, I was really pleased with it. And as much as all of that stuff is really, really cool, like my time, my splits, obviously having those to be proud of, the biggest thing that I would say was the best part of the whole experience for me was the process that it took me to get to obviously being able to do that. Looking back 4 months ago and saying, holy crap, like I couldn't even swim there and back in a pool without literally wanting to puke my guts out because I was so out of breath. Like, it was just me showing up before class, going to the pool at 5 a.m. to get a morning swimming before class, before an 8 a.m. class, and spending 3 to 4 hours on the bike on the weekend. And like if I went out with friends, I'd be going for my run the next day hungover. Like, just really putting myself through the ringer and showing up for myself every single day because I was holding myself to a standard because of this goal I had set for myself. And I think that also put a little bit of stress on me for sure too. Like, just, I mean, obviously I know I don't have a huge following on social media or YouTube or anything like that, but for those of you guys who don't know, like, I'm a fitness coach. I have an online coaching business, and I work with 20, 30 clients. And obviously I've really been connecting with a lot of them and relating a lot of their struggles to my struggles through me training for this Ironman. And I've been really trying to put myself as and lead by example for my clients, and really just holding myself to a standard that I want everybody to hold themselves to, and really just show people what can happen when you put your mind to something, when you dedicate and actually like say the things that you or do the things that you say you're going to do, and show up relentlessly in order to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. And I really just wanted to be a prime example of what you can do when you put your mind to something, you show up, and you seriously just, you work hard. I mean, I would go into every single one of my workouts, like, I didn't want to do them half the time. Like, I'd be like, God damn it. Like, do I really want to spend this Saturday morning riding my bike for 4 hours? Absolutely not. But then I think man, how good am I going to feel on race day when I'm on the bike and I feel amazing and I can be like, damn, I'm so happy I did that bike ride. And that was honestly just what kept me going. And obviously with doing social media, like the amount of messages I got of people that were inspired by this journey, that was honestly the best gift. And when I crossed that finish line, and obviously I think it took me probably 2 or 3 days to go through all the messages I got through Instagram DMs, text messages from family, phone calls, everything. Like the amount of support that I got for completing that race was unbelievable. And honestly, like if anything, like that's just now inspired me to go harder, push myself further, and just show you guys what's truly possible through obviously my next ventures that I have coming up with the half Ironman in Victoria, the full Ironman in Lake Placid. And I'm just really excited to take you guys along with the journey. I really want to start investing a lot in obviously my content, social media, and really start to show more of my personal life, because there's nothing perfect about me. There's nothing I would say that's special about me that makes me better than anybody else, which is why I think it's perfect for me to show you guys more of what exactly I'm doing, because I seriously I wouldn't have been able to fathom doing a half Ironman 6 months ago. And the fact that I did one and obviously did a lot better than I thought, it's just been an amazing experience, it's been amazing to go through the process of being scared of something, setting a goal that genuinely scared me, and then showing up every single day to make sure that I was as well best prepared as I possibly could have been for that, for the race. And I think that's what for me was the most rewarding thing out of all of it. And let me tell you, if you guys are on the fence about doing an Ironman or a half or a marathon or a half marathon, shoot me a DM. Like, obviously, I'm no endurance smart person. Like, I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to a lot of this running and swimming and biking. I'm just learning as I go. I'm having lots of fun with it. I really enjoy all the data, the tracking, the metrics, because obviously being a coach, working with clients and stuff like that, like I'm just very data driven. So I really do enjoy all of that. And no, I'm just really excited for what's to come with the channel, and obviously my race is coming up. And I'm thinking about maybe doing another Ironman before the year's end. So comment below if you guys have an idea of which one I should do, because I'd totally be open to if maybe there's one of you guys doing another one. Who knows? Maybe we can link up and do it together. But no, that kind of, I guess, wraps up the recap of my first half Ironman in Galveston, Texas, my first triathlon ever. And yeah, that wraps up this video. And I guess my final words for you guys today is thank you for watching this through. Like, I can't express how much I appreciate you guys, especially who watched this video through. Like, this is about as raw as it gets. This is just me talking to you guys. I really do appreciate you. Drop a comment below, like, subscribe. And yeah, if you guys even like shoot me a message on Instagram, I'll 100% respond. And yeah, you can honestly just tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about your journey. I'd love to just chat with you and hear about it. But no, that wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned, because we have a solid 6 weeks of pretty intense training leading into Ironman Victoria to try to bring a better package than I did to Galveston. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.